Hi, this is Kathy Bartlett, and this is my wiki page assignment. I'm going to show you what I did. As I couldn't get the link to work from the actual assignment page from Dr. Moody, I just decided to go to YouTube and figure it out myself, and I was able to get instructions in other places about how to create a wiki and give me some ideas of how I might be able to use it in my classroom and so forth, and that was very interesting. In the end, I decided to go to wikispaces.com, so that's what I did, and I created an account with a username, and then I also created my own wiki page, and I named it Bartlett English 9, and I can get to it here from this homepage link here, or I can go to My Wikis and click on it, and then my wiki comes up. The purpose of the wiki that I created is for my students during their Romeo and Juliet unit to all collaborate and get information together and so forth. I started by making a welcome page. And you can do that by just clicking this little icon up here. You can click a new page or upload a file or do all kinds of different things. If I had a project assignment or add an event, there's all these neat little logos here. But I added this page, and my welcome page was first, and it explains to my reader that they're in the right place, that this is Mrs. Bartlett's wiki page. It's for my 9th graders during the Romeo and Juliet unit. I embedded a picture here. I did that. In order to make any changes on the page, you have to click Edit, and that allows you to do anything. I can add a link or a file. I got this picture from different files that I uploaded and so forth, and then you just save whatever you had, whatever you put, and there it is. I also put a note on this home page to refer people to the Events tab if they want to look at the schedule for the unit, and I like this tab up here a lot, the events, and I started putting in the reading schedule for my students, and they can see when there's quizzes and things like that. And so even if you just click on it, then you can get more information. So for example, I also told my students that their reading guides for that act are due this day as well. But again, that's just the welcome page. Another page I have on here are allusions, because as the students are reading the play, I want them to be looking for examples of Romeo and Juliet all through the unit. And so I put a picture here of an allusion that we've talked about in class from the Twilight series, but then I've asked them to go ahead and comment on this page if they have other allusions they want to share. And they would do that by going up to this comment button here and adding discussion. And I already did one as an example just to see how that would work and to see that it did show me that one person made a discussion here. And this is one of the great things about a wiki, is that everybody can collaborate together. I also made an assignment page for students to go to, and I do a very in-depth unit, but I just put on just a couple of things as an example of how to put things on this page. And here, first of all, I put on a link to another website, some background information about William Shakespeare. In fact, the students can go to it, opened up in another window.
The secret to luminous, shiny color.
And there's an ad there talking. But anyway, it's a place where students can go and get some information about William Shakespeare and do some other things as well. And again, I did that by going to the Edit button and adding in a link to that website, and that was pretty easy to do. I also added in an assignment that I was able to download. Whoops. Oh, I need to save this first, sorry. Anytime you make any changes, and you have to save it. For example, this activity saves. I always have the students practice trying to figure out how to read the prologue, and then they find out that reading Shakespeare really isn't that difficult after all. And so that was the purpose of that link on there. I also put on their final writing assignment. It's a literature analysis that I have them do. And that also opens up on here, and of course they can change it so they can read it easier, whatever they need to do, or they can download it or print it or whatever the case may be. But this is a place students could go to get assignments. I also had a project I wanted them to do, and I thought about using the project button. I could do that, but I chose to use a page instead. I just like that better. I want my students to make their own movie trailer. I would put them in groups and do this as a project, so they would have to be familiar with the entire play altogether to be able to do that, and it would be fun. They'd be able to use technology. So I have put on here 2 different movie trailers as examples that they can watch, and these do work if you just click on them. So you can see there is sound here, and they could watch that. It's just a couple minutes long. And there's another one here from a more recent trailer of a brand new movie, came out last year. Want them to see that there are different versions
Never
of the
was a
movie.
story, a more world than this, of Juliet and her Romeo.
So again, this is a place they could go to get examples of this assignment and some ideas there. And of course, they can always share ideas and questions and post those for me and each other at any time. So those are just some things that I did. Again, to embed those trailers, I actually went to Widget and Video and YouTube, and I was able to upload from there, and that's how I got those to work. So that was kind of fun. Again, always hit save when you're done. I think that a wiki page would be great to use as an administrator, because I would be able to set up maybe pages for each of my curriculum departments, and people would be able to discuss. I could have pages for different small groups of people that I have working on different projects in the school or committees and that kind of thing. I think it'd be a very useful tool to have everything all in one place. And that's it. Thank you very much.